So we'll start with the first question, and that is a fill in the blank type of question, but passage based. Okay. So as usual, keep this in mind. When you get such passages type fill in the blanks, you need to read the entire thing once. And you know what? Like when you read it once, that time itself, the missing links will come to you. Sometimes. Okay, so especially a passage like this where the things are so easy. So when you read it in a very spontaneous way, definitely these words will come to you. Okay, and that will help you a lot. So please read it once, the whole thing, before you start solving each blank. Okay. Now, this is all about urbanization and literacy, especially connected with female education. Okay. So let us see which all options could be taken or which option would fit into the blank. Okay. Growing urbanization and literacy, especially female education, will no doubt change the plight of women in India, but the dash will be slow. But that particular process, okay, that process or that activity or that task. So here, not the method, but or manner or section, it will be that process. So of course, we got this as the answer. That process will be slow. Okay, the process will be slow and painful. That means it's time consuming. Are we dashed to wait until this happens? Are we prepared? Are we prepared or are we keen? No. Are we made or asked? Instead, are we prepared? So can we afford it? That is a question. Can we afford delay? So that meaning must be conveyed. So to convey that meaning, the best option to select is the second one. Are we prepared mentally and physically? Are we prepared to wait until this happens while more and more girls meet their dash end? Almost like fatal end. Okay, so here we do not have any fatal stuff for the third options. We don't have that word fatal, but we have another word to substitute or else almost similar in meaning, and that is tragic. Okay, so this could be chosen. So are we where is that? Meet their fate, sorry, not fatal. That came to me unknowingly. It's tragic end. Not if we lay claim to an India that is dash and aspires. So we speak about India, its condition. What is it doing? Is it growing, shining, declining, plodding? So it should be growing. Okay, growing, day by day growing, and aspires to attain superpower status. There is only one quick dash. There is one quick remedy. So do we have any word in connection with that? There is one quick, no decision, not thought or idea, but solution, remedy. Okay, so there is one quick solution, which is not to wait for dash to change, but to compel the police force to dash their attitude. So with this word, that's why I said you have to read the entire sentence, sometimes the entire paragraph, to get answer to a particular blank. So since we have a clue here, definitely that might be the word which we expect here. So which is not, we are not supposed to wait for attitudes to change. Attitudes to change. Okay, but to compel the police force to change their attitude. So see, it's how it supplements and complements to each other. Since we got a clue in the form of attitude, in the same way we got another clue here. So that fits this blank. So this is change. Okay. Of course, that word alter also has similarity in meaning. It could be taken as a synonym for change, but then to have it, we are asked to find out the word which best suits the blank in the context, in the given context. So since it's almost like rhyming or that concept is given clearly with that play of word change and attitude, so definitely no need to go for any other word, alter or synonyms for change. You can use the same word change. Okay. So sometimes clues are visible in the sentence. All right. So here we should not wait for attitudes to change, but to compel the police force to change their attitude. So I got you. I guess you got this connection, right? Now, the attitude of the police force will become dash if there is a big stick poised to hit them. So, liberal, not lenient, democratic or easy, but liberal. Read it again. The attitude of the police force will become lenient If there is a big, that means something, some measures of correction must be there so that their attitude will become a bit more liberal, and that is what we need. Okay. And they will become more dash to women. They will become more considerate. Concerned, if you choose the word concerned, it should have been concerned about the women. Concerned about women, not concerned to women. So, considerate to. So, with this to here, you need to choose considerate, not concerned. Okay, even if concerned also would have been an option if there is an about after the blank. Okay. So, it is considerate to women victims and keener to catch the dash if they knew that they themselves will be punished or sacked. That means some corrective measures are to be given, or else they should be given that strict instruction so that they will have things under their control. Okay. So, so that they will be more active and keener to catch the dash. Catch the criminals. There is another word synonym for criminals, criminal, and that is culprits. The one who does crime is a culprit. So plural of that, culprits. Not rowdies or hooligans or lawbreakers, but culprits, the one who has committed crime. That is a better option that fits for this blank. Okay. So I guess it was an easy set of questions for you. Now coming up next is you have to fill up with proper words, or sometimes one, it could be a preposition, it could be a word with which you can fill up the blank. Okay. The suitable one, the most suitable one. Okay. When the morning dash, the murder was discovered. So this sentence, what is the tense of the sentence? Even if we did not find the word which fits the blank, but still the sentence is given in past tense. Okay. When the morning dash, the murder was discovered. So the sentence is given in past tense. So this particular blank also should have a past tense. So we have 1, 2, 3 options given in past tense, and this is in present tense. So this could be cancelled in the first place, not to be taken. Okay. Now we can choose from these 3 options. Now the point is, the words happened or occurred are used to say or to speak about something which happens very rarely, or which happens unexpectedly, or something which happens occasionally, not regularly. A sudden action. And for that we use happened or occurred. Okay. But since we speak about when the morning came, see why we have chosen this word came. The reason is, it's a usual process, or it's an everyday process that day breaks and we have morning, evening, and afternoon. So that is a natural process which happens every day. So in that sense, we can say that morning came, or even we can use the term morning arrived in the past tense. Actually, there is a word arrive here, but then since it is not given in past tense, that is the only reason why we cannot take it. Okay. And then we have another option, almost like arrive, and that is came, but given in past tense. So happened, always remember, happened and occurred could be used for incidents which happen rarely or occasionally or sometimes only, not on a regular basis in this context. But here, since we speak about morning, which is an everyday process, you have to use came or arrived. If it would have been arrived, you could have chosen that also. So this is the correct option, came. Now question number 12. The smell of the sea called dash memories of her childhood. Okay. So which option? Let us check all the options if anything is possible or not. See, call on means to visit, to pay a visit. Then call back means to withdraw. Okay. And then called up is to recollect. That is what we require here. So the sea, the smell of the sea. Okay. Sometimes certain fragrance brings in our mind the memories of the past, or something connected with our childhood or youth, or whatever be the time. Okay. So here that up is to be used. And why? Because that means, called up means, it's a phrasal verb which means to cherish or to recollect, to remember. So that is what we require for this blank. Next is, he has the full facts dash but is deliberately hiding them. Okay, so under his sleeves or upon his sleeves, it's a kind of idiom, not phrasal verb. So this is the correct idiom. Up his sleeve means something you have, almost like you have a trump card. You have a clue, you have something with the help of which you will be able to manipulate, you will be able to carry out your plans, but like something which you have kept for yourself, okay, confidential. So he has the full facts up his sleeve means in his custody. You can take in that sense also, like he has full evidences, okay, under his custody, and he knows everything, but still he is deliberately hiding them, has not yet revealed those evidences or facts. Okay, the appearance of the city dash day by day. Okay, so here day by day means it's happening on a regular basis. It happened yesterday, it happened today, it will happen tomorrow. So as an everyday process, to show that everyday process, we can use the term day by day. So definitely we have to use continuous tense, okay, continuous tense for this sentence. So here which one is given is in continuous tense, present continuous tense, that is changing. Okay, so is changing is the exact tense which we require. Otherwise the other options, could change means possibility. So that will spoil the meaning of the entire sentence. Change is in past tense, that means then this should have been there in the sentence. If it is day by day, that means it's an everyday process. It would happen tomorrow also. So in that sense, it should be with continuous tense, present continuous tense, and the present continuous tense is here is changing. So that is the option to be chosen. The appearance of the city is changing day by day. The police fired on the mob when they dash. Okay, of course, as the last resort, when the police decided to fire on the mob, what would be the situation which prompted them to do that? Is it just because they turned noisy? No. Or became abusive, verbally abusive? No. Or fizzled out? But when they turned violent, when things have gone out of control and when the mob turned violent, only then the police force, they started firing on the mob. Okay, so here the best or the possible option is turned violent. When the public or the mob, when the people, when they turned violent, only then they started firing. Okay, next is we have a set of questions from 16 to 20 where we need to find out the antonyms or opposites. So from 16 to 20, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, all these questions where we have a word given and you have to find out from the given options, you have to find out the word which is opposite in meaning to the given word. That means antonyms, not synonyms. Okay. So debacle. Okay, so debacle is the word, the first word. Debacle means to decline, to go down, or failure. So when I say failure, automatically you got the opposite to this word, and that is success. If one of the synonyms or if one of the meanings of debacle is failure, automatically you know what the antonym is. So it is success, not any other options possible. Next is again you have to find out the antonym or opposite of the word abusive. You know, abusive means you use bad or you speak evil of something. You criticize in a negative way. You're abusive of something means you speak evil. You use those bad words to describe something, address something, and that is abusive. Okay. So out of these options, to speak evil is if to speak evil is abusive, to praise something is laudatory. So this is the option opposite to the word abusive. So you become abusive means you use wrong words or you use bad words or negative, completely negative words, or you speak evil. So when you praise, so that should be the opposite, exact opposite, right? So words of praise here is laudatory. The action of praising a person or something is laudatory. So that is the exact antonym for the word abusive. Next is amorphous. Okay, amorphous means a thing which does not have particular shape or texture or anything, especially shape. The thing, a particular thing which does not have any proper shape. Okay, that is the meaning to be taken for amorphous. So here what we require, what we need is the opposite of amorphous, right? So definite, indefinite shape and definite shape, opposites. Okay, so amorphous means something which doesn't have a proper or definite shape. So obviously the opposite of that will be definite. All right. Then next is unitary. Unitary means single or like one which is unique or single. A single unit. Okay, a single unit of something. It could be people or any item. If it is single, you call it as unitary. So what we need is the opposite. So it's not triple means 3, a particular number. Double means 2. But here single and multiple is the proper choice. Single means 1 and multiple means more than 1. It could be double, it could be triple, no specific like quantity. So in that sense, multiple could be the choice. It should be the choice. No other options possible. Okay. Next, question number 20, adulteration. Adulteration is you add something, you mix something to make it impure, or else you tamper with something. Okay, you add something to make it impure or not proper. You just demoralize something, or else the standard of something, you make it deliberately go down. So the opposite of that will be purification. You make something impure, so the opposite of that should be you purify something. So it is purification. Adulteration is mix something to make it impure, not proper to make it something improper to use. So in that sense, purification is the act where you purify something. So it is the exact opposite of adulteration. Okay. Then we have questions 21 to 25, where some of the sentences have errors and some have none. Find out which part of the sentence. You are familiar with this type of exercise. Like for the first and second exams, I guess you had similar type of questions, isn't it? So we have a sentence given, okay, but then one of the parts of the sentence had gone wrong. If any part has gone wrong, you have to choose that part. If no error is there, then you can choose the fourth option. No error, the sentence is already correct. Okay, so let us see if the first sentence is correct or not. Like, judge in him prevailed upon the father and he sentenced his son to death. The meaning of the sentence should be like this, like the father was given or entrusted with the task of passing the judgment upon his son, and that father sentenced his son to death. So that meaning must be conveyed. I hope it's clear. So to pass the judgment upon his son, that task was given to father and he sentenced his son to death. Okay, so here where do we have the wrong part? It is the first part itself. Judge in him is wrong, judging him. So judging him becomes the task of the father, and the father finally sentences his son to death. So the first part has gone wrong. So this sentence or this full structure has error, and the part which has gone wrong is the first part itself. Okay. Next is, see, this one, when you read it, you may feel that there is no error, but it has. Okay. So 9/10 of the pillar have rotted away. 9/10 of the pillar. The meaning is, out of 10 pillars, almost 9 have rotted away. So out of 10 pillars, so it should have been pillars. So this part has gone wrong. Of the pillar, it should have been of the pillars. Okay. Then next is, here also you may feel that there is nothing wrong with this sentence, right? One major reason for the popularity of television is that most people like to stay at home. Okay, Let us read it again. One major reason for the popularity of television is, I guess that first and second parts are already correct, isn't it? Like one major reason for the popularity of television is that most people like to stay at home. So that third part has got something wrong, which, or else that third part does not match with the meaning which is supposed to be conveyed by the first two parts. Okay, so this third part is wrong. Why? Because it changes, or else the meaning is, grammatically this part is correct, of course. There is no error grammatically, but logically you have to check for logicality also, not just grammatical errors, not just spelling errors. Sometimes logically also one of the parts may go wrong. So in that sense, this part has gone wrong logically. Okay. So one major reason for the popularity of television is that most people prefer to stay at home. Okay. Or since most people, or something like that, you have to change. Otherwise, it would change the entire meaning. Okay. Then our efforts are aimed to bring about a reconciliation. Here again, we have error. Okay. Our efforts are, that part is wrong. No, sorry, that part is right. Okay. So there is nothing wrong in that part. Our efforts are aimed to bring about. That aimed, okay, that word will is out of context. Because if you use that word aim, that means what comes after aim should be changed. Like our efforts are aimed. No, our efforts aimed. Okay, but aimed at bringing. With that, ing form is to be used. So instead of changing the entire stuff, the simple thing is this part has gone wrong and you just remove this word aimed and the rest will become automatically correct. Our efforts are to bring about a reconciliation. All right. So just by removing that word aimed is actually out of context or not in it's not required there. It's one word addition, which we have given in addition, not required for the sentence. Then next is 3 conditions critical for growing plants are soil, temperature, chemical balance or amount of moisture or no error. See, 3 conditions critical for growing plants are soil, temperature, chemical balance or amount. Chemical balance and amount of moisture. So this part is, it's not as option given. 3 conditions critical for growing plants are soil, temperature, chemical balance and amount of moisture. It's together. It should be taken together. Okay. Chemical balance or amount of moisture. Not amount, sorry, quantity of moisture. Quantity, not amount. Direction for questions 26 to 30. In the following questions, 4 alternatives are given for the idiom and you have to choose the best alternative which expresses the meaning of the idiom or phrase. It could be an idiom or it could even be like a phrase. Okay. So the project is carried over to this year and we need to keep the ball rolling is the idiom used. Okay. So see, to understand, now that you are given this idiom as a part of the sentence, so when you read that context in which this is used, definitely, most probably you will be getting the meaning of this particular idiom. Okay. Like otherwise, if it is just given only this much to keep the ball rolling, you would have got confused and maybe you're not familiar with this idiom and you might have gone wrong. Okay. But right now, since it is given as a part of the sentence, you can guess it out from the context in which it is used. Okay. The project is carried over. Okay. That means we started it long back, maybe last year, and it is carried over to this year also. That means to continue the work. And we need to keep the ball rolling means we have to continue with the work. So to complete this sense, we have used this. So automatically the meaning here will be the project is carried over to this year and we have to continue with the work. Okay. Or continue the work. Then next is the host team bore the palm in the league matches. To bore the palm means waving victory. Okay. So it is was victorious. The host team was victorious. Now, next is just keep your wig on, everything will be all right. See, the first part is where you have this idiom to keep your wig on. Okay, it has got nothing to connect with the wig, actual wig. Since it is an idiom, you cannot go for the literal meaning of the words printed. Okay, so just keep your wig on, everything will be all right. When you stay calm, everything will be fine. So otherwise, what are the options? Other options given to you: hold on to your wig. As I said, it is not connected with that actual wig. Okay, get another haircut, nothing to connect with wig or haircut, but to calm down or to keep yourself balanced. So this is the option to be chosen. Next is parents pay through the nose. That also is an idiom. To pay through the nose means to pay in high amount. Okay, a very big charge or huge amount is required. So to take loans or an extremely high price, that is the option. To spend an extremely high price, large or huge amount. Not to take, it's not connected with taking loans. Whatever be the measure used, but what we need is to spend a huge amount. That means to spend an extremely high price. Okay, not any other options possible. Then Monica's habit of picking holes in every relationship is very irksome. Monica's habit of, okay, that habit is very awkward and very bad habit. So automatically you will get the meaning. Habit of picking holes in every relationship. See, picking holes is the phrasal or idiom used, and that too in every relationship. So it's not anything connected with admiring people. It's not like criticizing. Criticizing people could be positive criticism or negative criticism, but here it is finding fault. That is the correct option. Since she finds fault with every type of relationship, that habit is really awkward or not desirable, or it's too bad. That is the meaning conveyed. Okay. Next is, it's a passage based question, and for passage based question, do not always think that it will be in order, like the first question answer will be in the first paragraph, and the second question maybe first paragraph or the next paragraph. It is not in that order. And one more thing, sometimes like the first question, the word opposite in meaning to vigilant. So the vigilant is the word which we have taken from the passage, but the opposite of that we should know, not printed in the passage. Okay, so the word opposite in meaning, vigilant is to be cautious, cautious and careful. So obviously its opposite will be careless. To be cautious, to be careful, if that is vigilant, the opposite of careful is careless. Okay. The next is MTR, that means mountain top removal mining. Mountain top removal mining. Okay. MTR operations cause environmental hazards because, and all these are the given options. Is it because mountain tops dumped in valleys and streams contain toxic substance? See, it's not given in the first paragraph. Okay, and here it's given when dumping, that usually dumps, the mountain tops dumped in valleys, it contains variety of toxic substances. Substance, that spelling S-U. Okay, so S-U-B. So substances. So this is the correct option. It causes, or this particular operation causes environmental hazards, particularly because the mountain tops, whatever is dumped in valleys, those things contain toxic substance. So that is the reason why it is harmful for environment. Okay. So see, this answer actually is given in the last stanza, last line. And this is the second question. So obviously, do not expect the things to be given in its proper order. And sometimes you have to search for it after repeatedly reading the passage. In the Appalachian region, MTR has caused, see the first sentence, the destructive process of mountaintop removal, or MTR, has caused permanent damage to Appalachian region. permanent. So do we have any permanent damage option here? No, but widespread damage is given. That also could be taken as permanent damage. Okay, there is one permanent word, but permanent beautification is given just the opposite. Okay, this is in contradictory to the expression given in the passage. So even if the word permanent is not given, but to substitute that we have what type of damage instead of permanent damage, widespread, that also could be taken. Otherwise, no other options possible. Then after the MTR operation, the mining company, here you may get a bit confused. After the MTR operation, the mining companies, do they replace the mountain tops? Do they beautify the mountains? Do they restore native vegetation, or do they secure rock formations to prevent erosion? So this is the correct option, and the reason is, see, look at this first paragraph of this stanza. The companies, after the mining has been, although the law requires, according to the law, after the mining is completed, the mountain tops after the mining should be removed, cannot be, it should be restored or replaced according to the law, rule. But here we are not speaking about rule, but what they are really doing, that is asked. So here what are they doing? Even if they do not restore, the companies do secure the rock formations to prevent. Even if they do not replace or restore, but they secure the rock formations to prevent erosion. So according to rule, it should be restoring the mountain tops, but in actual situation, what they are doing, that is asked, and that is fourth option. This is fourth option. Okay. The term overburden here means overburden in this context, not the literal meaning of overburden, but in this context, what is the meaning of this overburden? Okay. So overburden, that word comes in the second paragraph. Last part, see this one. After the blast, the excess mountain top which miners refer to. So this overburden is usually dumped in nearby valleys or streams. Okay, and what are these overburden thing? The excess mountain top. So the excess mountain top which is left, which is a kind of leftover after the extraction of coal through the blast. So excess mountain top, according to them, or they refer to it as, or the miners call it as, overburden. Okay. See that passage, it was not that easy. You only 2 paragraphs, but the thing is, the answers were not very much visible. You have to be a bit patient. You have to be a little more vigilant to get the answer. Okay. Direction for questions 36 to 40. In the following questions, out of the 4 alternatives, choose the one which can be substituted for the given words or sentences. Okay. That means find out a one word which would mean the sentence given on the top as the question. For example, one who hides away on a ship to obtain a free passage. That means without buying tickets, if a person stealthily travels by ship or plane, what do you call such people? Okay, so such people are actually called stowaway. Stowaway are the people. Okay, stowaways are the people who travel stealthily, secretly. Either they hide, either they are criminals who hide themselves and then in the passenger vehicles and then they escape, or else it could even be they purposely do it. They don't want to buy the tickets and they just do it, or that traveling is done secretly or stealthily without being noticed by people. Okay, so in that sense, stowaway is the exact word. And other meaning, other words are stalker. Stalker means the one who deals with coaling, pushing coal in furnace or in ship, etc. Then shipwright is the one who builds ships. So stowaway is the term to be used for those people who stealthily or secretly travel without buying ticket, and sometimes it's for other personal reasons that they travel stealthily. Okay. Next is clues available at a scene. So when you watch movies, okay, crime thrillers and such movies, this is a word, out of these options, one word is frequently used which means that based on the evidences or clues collected from the scene of crime. What do you call such clues? And that is circumstantial evidences. Okay, so this term is very often used in context with crime and detection. So it is circumstantial evidence which we collect from the scene, which may be a turning point to solve the case. Then next question number 38 is an unexpected piece of good fortune. Something which happens by chance, by luck, sheer luck, like winning a lottery. You earn something by chance, not that for which you struggled a lot or not that for which you yearned a lot and it came to you bit by bit, but a sudden luck. Okay, sudden luck here is actually windfall. Windfall, you know the other meaning of windfall, it's all connected with the weather also. But to have a quick or sudden luck, okay, like an unexpected, sudden means unexpected piece of good luck, good fortune. To get that meaning, this word could be used. Windfall. Then an emolument over and above fixed income or salary. That means you do a service for which you are paid a fixed salary, amount of money or fixed salary. That means in return of your service that you are paid. So these words, sinecure means sometimes you don't do anything but still you earn title, or sometimes without doing any work at all you get money, you get title. Just like people who go as tails of politicians, they literally do not do any work, but they are labeled as party members, and sometimes they are given money also for doing no particular work. So this word cannot be chosen. Then perquisite means to earn something for a title, like the president's wife. Okay, she has become popular. Why? Because she has earned that title of being president's wife. Okay, so you get something, either title, honor, or any reputation, whatever be that, you get something, not doing anything particularly, just because of that title or that position that you're holding. Okay, so this also cannot be taken. Then prerogative means it's just privileges to people in general. Privileges, rights and privileges, not salary stuff. Okay, so this is the word to be chosen, honorarium. That means you do some work for which you get a fixed amount in terms of money. The next is the animals of a particular region. It's very simple. Usually we use that term flora and fauna. What is flora? What is fauna? If you know that, you will get the answer to this. Flora and fauna, actually we use that for to substitute plants and animals. If flora is used for plants, automatically or obviously fauna will be for animals. Okay, not museum or zoo. The next is 41 to 45, almost like jumbled. But remember the first part, the beginning and the last part of the sentence, that is already given. The first or else the beginning and end part. Only that PQRS, that is given in jumbled way, and you have to find, or you have to insert that in between first 1 and 6. I hope it's clear. The instruction is clear. See, that means you have to start with the first or 1. Education in India had a glorious beginning. Okay, and after that, which is to be chosen? Okay, which is to be chosen? Education in India had a glorious beginning. Yeah, after glorious, this one, it went on for centuries with the same glory. This is, if we are asked to start with this, something which starts with Q. So something which starts with Q, this one. Let us see if other sentences or parts also fit into this or not. Q, P, S, R. So after Q, P. Okay, Q, P. Yeah, it fits. See, education in India had a glorious beginning. It went on for centuries with the same glory, but after the British rule, it faced many changes. One of the changes was the introduction of English as a medium of instruction. And then As the British left, we had a complexity. That last part is already given. Okay, so it is Q, P, S, R, which is the order of sentences which you have to insert between 1 and 6, first and sixth points. Then a similar one, the first part is given. It is easy to criticize the people at the helm for the slow progress in every field. Okay, now which option is possible? But let us look at the first word of every sentence, so that sometimes it would come to us automatically. See, it is easy to criticize the people at the helm for the slow progress in every field. We are well, then question, then question. That means something comes first. First, S. So first we should, if something which starts with S, this one, it starts with S. So automatically the other things also would fit into the frame. See, it goes like this. It is easy to criticize the people at the helm for the slow progress in every field. First, we should ask ourselves as to what is happening to the young intellectuals in India. We are well aware that the intellectuals are leaving our country for better employment opportunities. Then what about their obligations to motherland? Then question remains unanswered, and finally the last part is to be joined. Okay, so in that sense it should be SPRQ, which is the correct option. Now next is, it is the responsibility of parents to teach the young ones or young people or kids moral values in life. Okay, so let us see which with which we can start. This result. So this result, you cannot start with result. Many children take advantage. The reason behind. Okay, so let us start with nowadays parents spend. So this would make some sense if you start with this. Nowadays parents spend very meager little time with children. Okay, and after that, the reason behind, what is the reason why they spend little time with children? So SR. Here it is SQ, SP, SR. So this one, SRPQ. So nowadays parents spend very meager time with children. The reason behind it is that the parents are quite busy nowadays. Okay. Many children take advantage of their parents' busy schedule, and this results in children's ignorance of social values. As such, the society is going away from value system. So it correctly fit into the frame of this structure. Okay, so the first option is to be taken as the correct option. Another one, similar one. The man who does his duty without any selfish desire for fruit may be called a sannyasi as well as a yogi. So here for this, you need to read the entire thing twice or thrice. So let us check all the options if it makes the sense or not. Okay, like the first option, SRQP. So after this, but the man who does his duty without any selfish desire, what do you call him? A sannyasi or a yogi. But contradictory to that, but he who abstains from action altogether is only an idler. So we can of course start with this S thing, right? So we can start with this S. RQP, the root of the matter is that one should not allow his mind to flit from object to desire to another. This is a general statement. And then he would practice yoga. So definitely this one, if you read in this order, the first order, that would make a sensible sentence. But do not forget to add the first and last part only, then the whole thing will be sensible. Okay. Then next is, this was an important day for Alatuk. And the reason, okay, so Alatuk, first, what did he do first? So for the first time, okay, this was an important day. Why is it an important day for Alatuk? Because for the first time, he was going to hunt seals alone. So we can start with Q. So here, two options start with Q. Okay, what about this one where the P option, if that is to be chosen, P option, it was a cold day. See, after this, for the first time, he was going to hunt seals alone. It was a cold day. So this definitely fits into the frame. So you can choose this, right? So if you read it in this order, let us see if it makes sense or not. This was an important day for Alatuk. It was, for the first time he was going to hunt seals alone. It was a cold day, but Alatuk would be warm, okay, would be warm. First he put on his fur-lined jacket. Then he put on mittens and boots of deerskin to protect his hands and feet from the cold. And finally, he picked up the gun. So this really makes sense. And all these items fit into the frame. So you can choose this. Okay. Then, okay, next is 46 to 50. The sentence is given with blanks to be filled with an appropriate word or words. All right. So 4 alternatives are given. The director congratulated Mr. Verma dash his success. I guess for the previous exams also many a times we have discussed the same topic with success. We can choose the word on, not for but on. Okay. Congratulated on. So the director congratulated Mr. Verma on his success. Next is the boys were. So of course when the boys were is given, it is given past tense. So you need to find out the word also in past tense. The word which you are supposed to choose, that also must be in past tense to go with this where. Okay. So here this is not past tense. This also is not past tense. And this is continuous. So what is left out is the third option, which is the past tense word of delight, and that fits into the blank. So the boys were delighted to hear that we were going to build a bridge. Option is delighted. Okay. Now next is 48. The revolting players and the game's administrators held dash discussions to resolve the payment dispute. That means there occurred a problem, and to resolve the problem, to solve the dispute, payment dispute, a kind of discussion. Okay. Is it unnecessary discussion, obligatory, preliminaries? Actually, it is not. Discussions cannot be silent. Those things are not unnecessary. Obligatory or like a preliminary. That means as a first step, this could be chosen as the first step to solve the problem. They held a discussion. So this will be the proper word with which we can fill up this blank. Next is, since last year his condition has been. With since and for, it's always present perfect or past perfect continuous tense. So continuous tense means ing form, right? So since last year his condition has been deteriorating. This one, continuity. So it should be in ing form, not other options. And the last one is, most children remain dash school between the ages of 7 and 10. So most children remain at school, not in school. In school means for I remain in school. That means you are out of compulsion that you are in school. But here, most of the children, they remain means they spend their time. To show that meaning, to convey that meaning, it should be at, not in. Okay? In means particularly a place in the school. But here we speak about at school means what? Generally they spend their time in school between the age of 7 and 10. To convey that meaning, we have to use at, not in, under or inside. Alright. So that was the last question. I believe things were not that. The passage thing was a bit tough, but then as I said, do not expect easy passages all the time, and sometimes you have to search for answer after reading the passage twice or thrice. After all, this was just a 2-paragraph passage, right? So you had to read it. So anyways, thank you so much, and very soon we will meet with another set of questions, and till then you prepare for the coming up exams, you take care of your health, and we will meet soon with the next set of questions. Okay, thank you.